Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a Mercury Retrograde in Libra twin flame reading for my dearest Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Mercury Retrograde in Libra has us going over old ground and rediscovering things on a very different level. We will look at how we do relationships, our habits when we're trying to build intimacy, and most of all, how to process emotions and make healthy adjustments within our lives and on this twin flame journey. So Sag, I'm going to read the Divine Feminine on the left, the Divine Masculine on the right, and then we're going to see what's going on between you guys during this Mercury retrograding in Libra period. Remember, this lasts about 3 weeks, or we could say about 4 weeks with the shadow period. All right, so let's go ahead and see Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on with the Divine Feminine. Ooh, all right, so we get vacant. They're telling me to take them solitude, and tragedy. Okay, wow. So I feel as if the Divine Feminine may be feeling empty, but she could have also ghosted or gone quiet or really pulled her energy back here. Why? Because there's an enlightenment taking place, but that's for both. Because the Divine Masculine may be mirroring her energy, being in solitude. Again, it could be that you guys don't know each other yet, but energetically, you guys are sensing and feeling the absence of one another in the 3D. But remember, that's just 3D illusion. Twin flames are always connected, always together. But I also feel this could be that you're in separation and there's a sense of sadness and sorrow in not being together. Okay. But let's see what's going on here. So it feels as if, somebody here may have been ghosted. Again, it's possible you don't even know each other yet, but there is a deep transformation and enlightenment taking place. Okay, so that's why you guys aren't quite together right now, whether you're not in communication or you're trying to call this person in and wondering where they are. So let's see what the Divine Feminine may be thinking or feeling at this point in time. Okay, so we get the Five of Cups. So a sense of grief, sadness, sorrow, loss, disappointment. She's in a state of mourning, feeling orphaned, feeling alone, abandoned. How she's viewing the Divine Masculine as the Knight of Pentacles. So I do feel that she knows that the Divine Masculine is somehow keeping tabs on her or aware of what she's going through. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's very slow and steady. I feel like the Divine Feminine in this case has been holding space for the masculine, or, really being very patient when it comes to this connection. But I feel like there's a part of her, or she's gotten to a point where she's not sure she can be patient anymore. She may be feeling victimized. She may be feeling like this is never going to happen for me. Or the Divine Masculine, I'm never going to attract him or call him in. Now remember, when I'm using him and her pronouns, she and he, it's not gender that I'm reading, it's energy. Okay, so the Divine Feminine can be a male. It's not gender specific, okay? So, but she is seeing the Divine Masculine as somebody who's very slow, very steady. There's a part of her that knows that he's coming towards her, or, that he's never really left, that he's still there. But there's this energy of feeling alone, bereft even, sad, disappointed, abandoned. What she doesn't see coming is the Six of Cups in reverse, okay? So it's like, it's almost like I don't know, it's almost like the Divine Feminine in this case, Sag, has given up hope, or is just going through a very, very dark period. And what they're showing me is the Five of Cups, that she needs to shift her focus. So she's really focused on those 3 cups that have spilled, or what's been lost, or what's not happening, that emptiness, that void. And that's the momentum that's building within this connection and within her life. And so what she doesn't see is that there is love here, that the Divine Masculine is there, not only always connected in the 5D, but actually coming towards her. And final outcome energy and advice is she's going to receive some sort of message. So whether this is a 3D message, like, a text message, a DM, whatever it might be, but she's going to be receiving a message that's going to make her very happy, that's going to restore her faith. It may be after she's gone through this period of enlightenment. It can also be that the divine masculine needed time on his own to discover parts of himself, what he wanted, what he needed, to go through an up-leveling. But what I love about this is there's going to be a healthy new beginning that's really leading to something. But the divine feminine needs to really lean into this sorrow and this grief and this sense of loneliness and take a look at where this is truly coming from. Okay, because it's like she's not alone on this journey, but she's feeling that way. So it's about really taking a look at the root of where that energy is coming from. The Page of Pentacles tells me the divine feminine is going to be healing, may also be uplifting and empowering herself. As she's going through this sort of enlightenment, allowing this negative energy to drop away and really focusing, sometimes it's hard when we feel like there's this dark cloud over us, or there's a lot of momentum that's been built up about being alone or not being able to call in our person, or trying to control the outcome here. So I feel like the divine feminine is doing some very real 3D changes in her diet and exercise, prayer and meditation, just on her wellness journey, that's helping her build momentum that's bringing her happiness, joy, a much healthier sort of attitude, and in turn also bringing her what she wants. All right, so we have the divine masculine in this energy of solitude, going through an awakening, going within for answers, what he's thinking or feeling. The Death card, he's going through a major transformation here. There could have been an ending between you two, but it's also a rebirth, a deep transformation the masculine is going through. He's viewing the divine feminine as the Page of Wands, so he is going to move towards the divine feminine. He wants to take action, but he knows it has to be when the time is right. He may even be feeling the divine feminine's sadness or sorrow, or know that she's grieving, or her heart is aching, but he knows that he can't come in until the time is right, and that's when he's done the work that he needs to do. He has a lot of passion and a lot of drive for the divine feminine. I think he also knows that she's waiting for him. He can sense that there's an anxiety there, or that she's missing him on a very deep level. What he doesn't see coming is the Ten of Swords. What he's been working to purge and release, it's going to happen. It may happen sooner than he might like, not sooner than he might like, but sooner than he expects. Sorry, Mercury retrograde, getting my tongue all tied up here. Because what I'm seeing here, the divine feminine is in this sort of dark energy, but then all of a sudden, boom, here comes this light. But it's not because the divine masculine is reaching out. It's because she's achieving a level of enlightenment. She's having a breakthrough. And I think that breakthrough, I know that breakthrough and the healing that the divine feminine is experiencing has ramifications, positive effects on the divine masculine. So he's going to be feeling that as well, because there's a mirroring going on, or you're so connected to one another that, you may be feeling each other's pain, feeling what each other's going through, or going through simultaneously similar situations. But it feels like the divine masculine, it's at a very deep level. But regardless, there's enlightenment here. And what the divine masculine doesn't see coming is this new beginning, communication, and it's almost like a spontaneous healing. Although it's not spontaneous because it has taken some time, but it's like all of a sudden there's that light that shows up in the darkness. And final outcome energy and advice, 10 of Pentacles, cha-ching. This is awesome. This is 3D union. This is whatever rough patch that you guys have gone through, or separation. And again, for some of you, you're going to realize you've had these same experiences in your life, but you needed to experience this and go through these lessons in order to come together. And you're coming together at the perfect time, right? And a lot of you, it's unexpected. For some of you, again, you may not even know this person. For example, me and my twin, we have very similar life experiences. He was, doing something for about 10 years, and I was also doing something very similar but very different for those 10 years. So it's like, what I mean? There's like going to be little coincidences, little parallels within your experiences. I mean, amongst other things, right? But that's what I'm getting here. And this is something there's going to be a real 3D connection and stability coming out of this either separation or seeing why it took the time it did for you guys to come together. So what we have here with the Queen of Cups is what's being brought to the surface. You guys are also really intuitively connected. So whether you know this person or not, when you guys come into communication, you guys are going to realize, oh, I hurt my back. Oh, I hurt mine too. Or, oh, my left leg was hurting. Oh yeah, because I had an accident at work. Like there's going to be the intuitive connection between you guys is just going to be off the charts. The Queen of Cups is there's a lot of love. Yeah, you guys could both have water in your charts as well. I'm seeing that water and earth. Scorpio energy, Virgo energy coming through really strong. Not for everybody. Yeah. What's being brought to the surface is this deep love that you have for one another, that you always have had for one another. And if you guys are just sort of meeting each other during this Mercury retrograde, you're going to realize this is the person that maybe has been showing up in your dreams. You may have been dreaming about your twin lately. What needs to be released during this Mercury retrograde? The moon. So there's Cancer and Pisces energy. Yeah, there's, somebody here, and I feel like it's the divine feminine, has been sort of under a black cloud, whether that's actual spell work, or there's just some negative energy here that's being lifted. I feel like the divine feminine is doing the work, sort of plodding along, making healthier decisions and choices that's pulling her out of this energy. So it's about releasing this confusion, this fear. The moon card can also be about being under the influence, so there could be overindulgence here as well, or just giving too much momentum to negative vibrational people, foods, energy, thoughts, and behaviors. So I see that there's some very deep feelings that are coming up to the surface, but also very deep feelings of love that you and your twin are going to be sharing during this Mercury retrograde in Libra. What lessons are being learned? The Nine of Cups. So needing to walk away from something that's emotionally unfulfilling. So I do feel for a lot of you, and especially within the divine feminine energy, there's been this feeling of I'm alone. I'm always going to be alone. There's nobody that I'm truly meant for, or, my twin doesn't love me. I'm not built for this. I'm not meant for this. It's this negative thinking, this sort of black cloud of energy that's being released that needs to be walked away from. The Nine of Cups is about feeling emotionally exhausted. So there may also be certain people and situations the divine feminine is walking away from that she's seeing that are no longer healthy or beneficial for her. It's also about building really strong foundations. So it could be that you guys came together and the feeling was very light, very easy, very fun, but the foundation between you wasn't strong enough. So there may have been a very sort of tragic separation or ending that needed to take place so this connection could be rebuilt. All right, and we get the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So it's about making healthy choices. The Queen of Pentacles is also the need to nurture yourselves. It's so funny. I was listening to, oh my gosh, what was it? And it was somebody quoted Beyonce, and it was like, before you're someone's wife, you need to make your own life, or something like that. I can't remember where I saw it, if it was on social media or something I was watching. And I feel like this is the energy here, like the divine feminine, like before you're in this connection, you have to be, you have to be healthy and balanced and stand on your own 2 feet. And you have to work on your health and your finances and on your stability, whether you're the divine feminine or the divine masculine. It's like you have to be preparing for union, whether you know who your person is or not, creating that space, but making sure that you really truly are ready and in alignment. And that's about cutting out people and situations and things that just don't serve you, really raising your vibration here. I don't feel that the divine feminine is waiting for a knight in shining armor. That might have been a past version of the divine feminine, but she's stepping up for herself. That's what I'm seeing. Stepping up, making healthy changes and shifts herself. And we see the King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so there's definitely been, I feel like more on the divine masculine side, he may have been in an energy of fearing, showing his true emotions, fearing, nurturing this connection, for fear of being weak, and really needing to go within to purge and release that energy. Things that maybe he had been taught as a child or by society that also don't sort of serve him. So let's see what else comes out, Sag. Interesting reading. So we get Atlantis. So many of you may have shared a past life in Atlantis. Wow, interesting. I'm also seeing that some of you may be working with crystal technology. Also with Atlantis, it's important, to take a look at pride, and, why certain things have to come to an end. If we're being too prideful, or if we're resting on our laurels, remember we're a continuous, we need to continuously work to shine our light, to stay in alignment, to, be in our loving presence and balance, and to love. And to really, and we will have negative energies and thoughts and behaviors creep in. But Spirit's just saying to keep working at it, to always keep working at it. Your person, the divine masculine here has definitely been in a state of solitude, praying, meditating, going through a deep transition, enlightenment. It's definitely, it's absolutely gorgeous energy, building up his strength, building up his foundation, financial, physical, spiritual, and emotional. So we see that big time. The divine masculine may have asked for time away from the divine feminine, or this connection, which may have sort of triggered this sense of loss or feeling abandoned. Okay, but it was definitely, this is something that needed to happen. He may have been feeling emotionally overwhelmed. All right, and then we get vows. But you guys, the vows that you guys have made in this lifetime and in other lifetimes at the soul level is that we will always find each other and we will always come together. Okay, so wow, stronger than ever. And you guys, I definitely feel like whether you know this person or not, confirmation for you on your twin flame journey, especially those of you with heavy Sag placements, or if you're dealing with a Sag, you guys have had very similar background stories, but you may come from very different places. But it's going to be like this year to that year you were doing something very similar. You may have lived on the same street, or you guys may have exes who look alike or behave, you've been through some of the very similar experiences, yet very different. Okay, so for the divine feminine, we get pause in your journey. Yeah, so I definitely feel like there's been a pause, a timeout, healing that heart chakra, growing and learning from this. I do feel like there was a moment of where the divine feminine started to feel overwhelmed, emotionally overwhelmed, bereft, alone, abandoned. But I feel like she's really picked herself up, or she does really pick herself up during this period of Mercury retrograde, seeing, what, this doesn't serve me. This isn't getting me anywhere. Yes, it's part of my story, acknowledging all of her feelings, but also being able to purge and release them. And that's power. The divine masculine, be still and listen to the spirit. So we get that, the divine masculine could be spending a lot of time in nature. I don't know if that's a spiritual retreat, or, just spending a lot of time camping, or communing with trees, with nature spirits. But definitely the divine masculine has been in this energy of solitude, needed this time away from this connection, or just on his own to come into his own. And then we get liberation, free yourself. So yeah, I feel like you guys are freeing yourselves and each other from any sort of karmic patterns or loops that you've been stuck on. And this is so you guys can really, truly come together. Wow, I love this energy. I love how this kind of just shifted. It's like very empowering. And somebody here may be freeing themselves from a karmic situation, but I feel like both of you have. I feel like you've led very parallel existences. So the divine feminine, escape, dreams, and fantasy, she who dreams. So there may have been an element of escapism. I see that with the moon. It could be just sort of, escaping to fantasy. It could be in you know, drugs, alcohol, it could be anything. But I feel like the divine feminine has been or is in this energy, not really wanting to deal or not knowing how to deal with these feelings that have come up to the surface. But there's a drastic shift and change within our energy that's very healthy and very positive. So it's like, okay, this is what I want. This is now, these are the steps I need to take to get there. So it's like really, it's a beautiful grounding energy. The divine masculine is wisdom, clarity, and resolution. So yeah, the divine masculine is coming into his own wisdom, getting clarity through the solitude, resolving conflict, and also very, very determined to go through this transition, through this change, so that he can offer that 10 of Pentacles to his divine feminine. And we get understanding, witness, and compassion. Hannah holding her heart chakra. So what connects you guys is that heart chakra. I think you guys are going to understand each other on a very deep level. Like I said, because of what you guys have either been through within your relationship, or if you're just meeting this person, because your experiences are parallel. And you guys are going to be the witness to each other's lives through your own experiences. There's a deep compassion because you know, it could be that somebody, you both have lost a parent around the same period of time, or you both had a friend that, that you lost or something like that. But you guys are also coming into 3D union where you are now going to physically witness each other's lives, okay? And you're going to do that with compassion and love, because you're coming together in an energy of enlightenment and liberation. All right, so I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care.